Your pet would like to have a word with you. In fact, your dog, cat, bird, horse, fish, even bearded dragon would like to have an entire conversation with you. But having that trans-species discussion is difficult without an interpreter, or go-between, a specifically skilled individual who's been communicating with our animal friends for more than 3 decades, bridging gaps in understanding, elevating relationships, building peace and harmony among all Earth's creatures. That person is Suzan Vaughn, the Animal Whisperer.
In this episode, Emma the Wonderful Search Dog. Emma was an incredibly smart dog, full of heart, and always looking for the next challenge. Her person David rescued her from the dog pound after his other dog, Grizz, gave a paws-up approval to the adoption. David and his wife Darcy played hide-and-seek games with Emma and noticed how talented she was at finding them and how much she enjoyed the game. It wasn't long before David and Emma were training to do search and rescue missions together, but following an injury, Emma and David needed to redirect their energies into something a little less strenuous, so they embarked on the training needed to specialize in human remains detection.
It takes about a year to change everything over from her searching with her nose up in the air for finding, for life find and finding scent in the air to searching with her nose down to the ground. And so we specialized in human remains detection, and she was specifically trained for very old human burials.
David and Emma worked with law enforcement on cold cases, as well as with Native American tribes to find sacred burial grounds. David had to teach Emma to search within a tight grid pattern.
I tried to teach Emma what I wanted to do with that, but I wasn't able to get her to do what I needed her to do. And as hard as I tried, I could not convey to her what I needed her to do because she had been trained originally to just do a free search.
With telepathic pictures, I explained the new procedure to Emma. David and I showed her around the grid area after she told me she wasn't quite sure how to delineate the parcel where we wanted her to concentrate her search.
Emma and Susan and I sat on the tailgate of the truck, and Emma just looked intently into Susan's eyes as they were communicating, and like she totally got it. And it didn't take more than a couple of minutes. Once I explained to Susan what I needed, and I kind of painted the picture for her, and she painted the picture for Emma, I guess, and we got off the tailgate, and I thought, well, she's going to do exactly how she's always done it. And I deployed her and gave her the command to search, and she immediately started searching exactly how we needed her to search and doing a grid pattern, and I was just amazed.
It was about a month later when David called to tell me he needed me to talk to Emma again. He wanted to teach her to search within a specified boundary area. Emma had previously been rewarded for finding remains anywhere, but a new research project demanded that she keep her nose and her findings within a particular area.
So Susan had to explain to her, no, we need to work within the boundaries for this project. And so, as I recall, Emma conveyed back to Susan that she wasn't really sure then how to define the boundaries, what made the boundaries, and that it'd be helpful if I, as her handler, would walk the boundaries first with her and kind of outline where that boundary was at and then deploy her. And so she knew exactly where she was allowed to go and not to go. And so we tried that, and it worked like a charm. We walked the boundary and deployed her, and she stayed perfectly within the boundary and did her grid searching, and it was just, it was like instant.
Emma loved being challenged. She continually asked me to tell David to make it harder for her to find the objects they practiced with. After our beloved Emma was diagnosed with cancer, she reassured David that they would always be together and that her death would serve him.
One of the big lessons I got, too, is when she was going through with the cancer and knowing that she was going to die, and talking with Susan about what was happening. And Susan kept telling me that Emma says, this is for your good, this is for your better. Anyway, and I told Susan, no way, you don't understand. You don't realize the loss. You don't understand how my heart's being ripped out of me with her knowing that she's passing, and how my life is going to change. And Suzan kept telling me, no, Emma says this is for your good. You need to go through this. And I just wasn't believing it. And I said, I'm sorry, Suzan, but you're wrong. This is not good at all. We had to go through it again with my 19-year-old dog, Brizzy, a year later. And what I found was that Emma had made it a little easier for me to get through that with Grizzy, our 19-year-old dog. And then my dad passed away at 92. And I realized that I would never, and that was one of the biggest fears of my life, was what would happen on the day when I lost one of my parents, or both my parents. I just couldn't even conceive of what that would be like. And getting through that, I realized, and looking back, I realized that everything I went through with Emma and all that she had taught me to be in the moment and to just live in the moment with her, and what I had to then, how I had to heal and come through that, how that helped me to get through my dad's passing, and with so much more understanding and so much more peace about it.
David took 3 weeks off work to be with Emma. He lay in the grass, enjoyed the sunshine and the birds, and learned to be fully in the moment with her. Our animal companions are wise beings. When it comes to the transition we call death, they're much more accepting of the process. They often show us how to pass on with grace and dignity, and that was one of the beautiful gifts Emma gave her beloved David.
For more episodes in the series, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. To learn all about Suzan Vaughn and her services, visit her website at animalwhisperer.net. Be part of the community by subscribing to her Facebook page, animalwhisperer.net. Then sign up for Suzan's newsletter to enjoy more of her fascinating animal-human communication stories. So, until next time, join Suzan as she talks to the animals on The Animal Whisperer.